Thank you all for joining me here this morning. I just wanted to talk to you all just briefly only on establishing some clear guidelines for our customer contact team. Unfortunately, we've had a few incidents of late that don't fall within our policies and procedures, and it's costing us some business. And as you all know, we had an incident where one of our members of our customer contact team, while meaning well, inadvertently recommended one of our competitors as a solution rather than suggesting our services and products. So after a review of this, I figured and I noticed that we could have really serviced this ourselves, and we could have serviced this customer quite easily. And this is what's prompted me to bring you all here together for a few minutes. I'd like to spend a moment or two just reviewing our procedures and trying to outline some ways or some key areas where we can improve our staff's performance and outcomes. Now, I know we have a step-by-step process where we identify, integrate, and procure, meet the targets, but I want to run past you guys some strategies that might help improve our overall performance of the team. And after a review of our processes, I wanted to train our staff in each stage of our procedures, starting at identifying really the client need. That's where I think we are struggling a little bit. And I thought it important that we help our team to identify what our company can achieve in terms of delivery and set the parameters and clearly see what lies within our bounds of our business plan. Do you have any suggestions in this area, Di?
I think we need to focus on one key aspect, that whatever the customer sources, our team needs to say yes to that query. We might need to redefine the parameters in our service and issue it to the customer contact team. Even at the end of the day, if we can't provide what the customer needs, at least our team has had the time to figure it out.
Thanks, Di. I like that idea. I think we could implement that yes policy straight away. Some of the newer staff do sometimes struggle with knowing all the products. It might give them more time to focus on finding the right offer, as it were to say. Do you agree with that, Tracy?
Yes, that's a great idea. We may need to be careful how we word that to the team. Perhaps creating a flowchart of basic responses might help them with the yes policy.
Agreed. Yeah, I think it's important for our next phase that we integrate the customer's needs and feedback carefully. Currently, we have our staff focusing on listening to our desires of our customer initially, but I sometimes feel like our team gets off track when trying to home in on specifics, and that just seems to be a bit of a struggle there. Tobias, do you have any thoughts there?
I had similar problems with this in my team. I'm currently in the process of planning some training sessions with a focus on listening and note-taking for our people and culture team. I think this could be implemented in your team as well, so that this customer service team can track what the customer needs rather than what we can offer on a broad scale.
I had the exact same thought actually. I'd like to issue a number of training schedules for different customer service areas. Will this training you're conducting be available to our staff too?
Yeah, I can send the details. We should be able to plan small groups to rotate your staff through the training during office hours.
Thanks, Tobias. I'll talk to you more about this afterwards. I think we need to look at our procurement really phase at this point in time. I feel like our staff don't always understand or know all of our resources and our products. Tracy, do you think that Rebecca and your team could give a presentation to the customer contact team on what resources we have readily available?
Beck probably couldn't do that, but I definitely can. I'd be happy to give a rundown on all the resources that we have available. I think it's a good idea to have a recording of the presentation so that our staff that miss it can review it later. We can also refer to it later as well if need be.
Great idea, Tracy. Di, what do you think about training in the presentation?
Yes, I think that's a fantastic idea. Run both of the training sessions and maybe record them for review purposes. Do you think we could run through the targets and KPIs for the customer contact team? I believe we might need to change them for the team to make them more defined so that we don't have these problems again.
Yeah, happy to, Di. I was also thinking about having individual discussions and reviews of our phone records and custom interactions with each customer contact team member. Together in a private environment, we could listen back to the phone sale calls, analyse their performance. I'd want these sessions to be encouraging rather than demeaning. I want just to set a few small goals to each person to make improvements in certain areas, bit by bit, as it were. It could improve our overall performance long term doing this. Afterwards, it might be a good idea to buddy up our staff members with customer contact team members that balance each other out, each with each other's strengths and weaknesses. Working with inexperienced workers with the more experienced workers. They might be able to expand on each other's skills and continuous improvement.
I like it. Let's do that too. Just make it clear that it's not a performance plan, just a training session.
Yeah, understood. Sorry, I know you're all very busy and you have to go. Thanks for taking a few minutes with me. I'll catch up with you later.